Hey, hey, it's Michelle from Monkey's Creations. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. It's Friday. Yay, yay. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Everybody surviving all the storms? How y'all doing out there? Today, we are going to do the lemon kit. So you get the metal lemon sign. You get the large Unique in the Creek board, your bag of zip ties, and you get the yellow and sage green horizontal white stripe. There's also, this one can be done the same way. It is the Hello Spring. Isn't that pretty? Hold on. Now I see why we're crazy here. Oh, hold please. Because we're on the wrong camera. That is why. There we go. So you get the Hello Spring metal sign, the large Unique in the Creek flower board, the zip ties, and this one comes with the yellow and the white breeze mesh. So both of these are available on my website, monkeyscreations.com. I did not make the signs. I will be working diligently this weekend on figuring out the signs, y'all. So hopefully some will start being available next week. Okay. So it's a learning process. But it's Friday, y'all. So everybody get off the couch, get out of the bed, get off the chair, put your coffee down. You ready? Is everybody up? Are you up? It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. You purchased a lemon kit yesterday? Yay. There were a couple left of each of them when I popped on this morning. So if you want one, go grab him. So what I'm doing now, pay no attention to the writing on the board. This was figuring out another project. So we are starting on row 2. We're doing 2, 3, and 4, all of the regular set of holes. So on the lemon kit, I am doing 16 yellow, 8 green, 8 yellow. Okay. On the Hello Spring kit, although I'm not making it live, I would do the same thing. I would put yellow, white, and yellow. Okay. So we are loaded the regular set of holes. Here's the back. If you want a screenshot. Good morning. Good morning. So much. Oh, I'm so sorry, Candy. Oh, I am so sorry. So sorry. All right. So I'm going to make you laugh today. I'm going to make you smile. One or the other. It's all going to be okay. I promise. It is a process. Just trust the process. Go with it. Grieve, mourn, however you need to do it. We got you. All right. So let me get everybody down. and I just had a hot flash. Okay, so we are going to do just the regular sunflower petal for this one. If you want, you can do the, y'all know me, y'all know I love the Dean Michael. So you could do this in the Dean Michael as well. Totally up to you. If you don't want to do it the way I'm doing it today, I have tons of tutorials on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. TikTok, I know we're up to be bananaed again. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But TikTok, if you're not following me on my other platforms, please follow me on all of the others. That way you can stay up to date. All right. So 16 yellow, 8 green, 8 yellow. Okay. So I have squared all of these pieces, and I think they were both 10.5. The yellow was 10.5 and the green was 10.5. So anytime you need a squared piece of mesh, make sure you measure it first, because they are not all 10 by 10. Okay. So we have a squared piece of mesh. We're going to turn it curved side down. Diamond shape. I always put the surged edge upper left, bottom right. And then we're just going to scrunch from the bottom corner to the top corner. Just like that. Now I'm going to flip left over right. Why do I do that? This is the cut edge. This is the surged edge. So I want surged over cut so that you hide most of the cut edges. How do I find out when I will get the flamingo kit? All kits have been shipped. As of last night, all orders had been shipped. So check your email. I always send automatically tracking information. Okay, so we're doing right, left over right, so that most of our cut edge is covered. And I'm just lining up those tips. And then I'm going to grab this end. We did Teresa use light. And then band it. And then it kind of looks wonky. So what I do is I go right up underneath and I open up those petals so that they lay nicely and sit nicely. Okay. So we're going to do yellow on row 2. Doesn't matter where you start. You're welcome. So we're just flying at me. 16 yellow. Thanks for floating my boat. Good morning, good morning. So I'm just putting those right in the zip tie and then going right up underneath. And then give it a little poof. A little poof. And then we can adjust them after we get it all on. Okay. So that's what we're doing. Good morning. Good morning. We're getting in the way, right? I want to do a class at my clubhouse. Would I be able to order something like 10 kits? Yes, Chantel, if you need me to do anything, send me an email or a message. And if you want me to get them together, let me know kind of what you're looking to do. You did miss the Friday dance. You did. TGIF. To wake up your girls for school? Funny. I've heard a lot of people do that. Y'all need to send me videos anytime you do the Friday dance. And I'll post like a video collage of y'all doing them. That would be fun. Now there's a lot of green in the sign. That's why I'm doing more of the yellow. But you can, if you want to do more green, you definitely can do more green. You sent me an email. I'll go check. That would be fun, right? Everybody start sending me your videos of y'all doing the Friday dance. Perfect, Chantel. Let me know what you're looking for, girlfriend. Y'all send me videos of your Friday dances, and I'll put something together. That would be fun. So this is just the regular sunflower petal. Do you ever use a 10-inch round on a flower? I have. You'd have to go back. I know I did one using one of my 10-inch fabric centers. So you'd probably have to go back a couple years, maybe. I know I haven't done one recently, but I use the daisy chain, I believe. But yes, 10-inch signs can be done. The 8-inch sign is what comes in the kits. That's what I generally use on these flower type wreaths. Get that out of the way. 8 or 6. Would require you to get dressed. You ain't got to get dressed. Well, you can show off your PJs or your lounge wear. Okay, to keep that same pattern, I'm taking this one and I'm kind of picking it up and slipping that last petal right into place. Okay, so we have our first row done. This is a zip tie GUN, so it tightens and cuts the zip ties all at once. Me. All right, so there's our first row. Look how pretty that is. Loungewear, yes. Look, what y'all don't see is I'm in my loungewear most of the time. My bottoms anyway. So I'm always in loungewear pants. You just can't see them. That's my little secret. It's our little secret now. So we're going to do the green. So this is a sage green. I loved it. It matches the sign perfectly. So it is a squared piece of mesh, curved side down, diamond shape, serge, serge, scrunch, bottom to top. And I do that so that my flower wreaths are consistent. So you always get the same serged and cut edge on every petal. Bring left over right, line up those tips, grab the end and band it. And then go right up underneath and then just open up that petal. So there is your regular sunflower petal. Rule that you cannot say. I got penalized on TikTok for saying that. That's why I call it a zip tie GUN. About how far up do I band it? It's always about a finger width or an inch. I've done it so much that I don't think about it, but it's about an inch or a finger width. You kind of get in a groove when you make so many of these that I've made all of these, and I bet you just about every one of them is spot on without measuring. Inch, inch, inch. So once you get used to it, inch, it kind of just comes. You work remote, you're always in your loungewear, right? All right, so we are on row 3, and you can start anywhere you want. Oh, look at that green against that yellow, y'all. So you need 8 green. Dragging some pipe cleaners. Thanks, Martha. Get some practice. I have other signs who are excited to see you do something with it. Well, here you go, dear friend. Now, if you want to use more of the green and less yellow, just swap them out. Do green, yellow, green. Totally up to you. Mom is okay. It seems to change daily, so it's just going to be okay. Thanks for asking, though. We have our bad days and good hours. I'm Central Standard Time. Signs will hopefully be starting to load this weekend, and we'll be ready to go live Monday. That's the plan. But as y'all know my life right now, that's all subject to change. So the plan is live Monday. What kind of signs do y'all want to see first? Y'all know some of my first ones are going to be patriotic. But what signs are y'all looking for specifically? Like ladybug, bee, y'all want a theme? Okay, there it is with that green. Love it. It is the sunflower, yes. I'm going to be doing 6-inch and 8-inch. If I do a 10-inch, it will be for a kit, and then it would just be a limited number probably. But as a whole, they're all going to be 6 and 8-inch. Poly burlap on a 14-inch pancake. Oh, poly burlap's expensive. I don't know that I would use poly burlap on a pancake wreath if you're going to cover it up with ribbons and signs and that kind of stuff. If I'm going to use poly burlap, it's going to be for a flower or something like that, where all you're going to see is the poly burlap, because it is expensive. So if you want to kind of get that same effect, horizontal wide stripe is the next most comparable to poly burlap because it's thicker. So it's really up to you. Are you showing breeze versus horizontal? Well, yeah, you were supposed to remind me the other day. Are they going to? Yes, I'm only going to do metal signs. So let me take a roll out of the breeze. Let me see if I have one right here, which I should, and I do. If I put it in front of me, maybe I'll remember. All right. Squared piece of mesh, curved side down, diamond shape, scrunch, bottom tip to top tip. Just like that. I'm going to bring left over right. Kind of bring them to where both of those tips are pretty much lined up. Grab it. Band it. Go right up underneath and open that up. And so there is your basic sunflower petal. Do you also offer a monthly subscription box? Be a part of one. I will think about that. Let me get in a groove of making these signs. I still need to work with Angie a little bit. And then once I'm more comfortable, then we can talk about monthly prescription boxes. It's not hard. You just have to do it. And there's Angie as we speak. Yeah, I still need my Angie girl. I've only made one sign, y'all. And it was cockeyed. Look, I have it right here. The black edging is off. So there's going to be a huge learning curve, let me tell you, but I'm going to knuckle down on it this weekend. All right, we are on row 4 and we're doing 8 yellow. I knew somebody was going to bring up that ladybug. Angie, we need that ladybug. So Angie is going to be designing the signs. And then I'm going to be making them. So Angie, they all need that ladybug face I did the other day. And she may already have it in her files. I just haven't looked at them all. You know which one I'm talking about? I can send it a pic to you. Okay. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, that's where it is? Okay. Add it to my bill. You love the bee theme? And there's USPS picking up all the USPS packages, y'all. Just waiting on UPS. She's on vacation. No, she's not. I am using horizontal wide stripe is what comes in this kit. I about pinched myself, y'all. Yep, I do wood burn all of these petals. So if you have problems with fraying or anything like that, as long as you don't jab the mesh with your needle nose, wood burning is the way to go. Now, that doesn't mean it still won't fray, because I still get the occasional fray, but it definitely helps. You need a year-long girl, me too. Girl. All right, last one. So we're going to lift up this piece, tuck this one right under, just like that. Hello, hello. So that's what we have. I love just that pop of green in there. So let's get the sign. So these boards make it really easy. We know exactly where our top is and our bottom is. So I'm just going to put that pipe cleaner right through the top two on row 4 and the bottom two on row 4. Now, if you don't want to use pipe cleaners in those holes, then kind of scrub up the back side of the sign I love you, Johnny boy. My Johnny boy. Rough up that metal on the back and use a cable mount. Or yeah, use a cable mount if you don't like the pipe cleaners. So you can see we went upper 2, bottom 2 on row 1, 2, 3, 4. So on row 4, and then those will get twisted back up. How was movie day? Look, y'all know if I sit still, I'm falling asleep. So I slept through most of the movie. Monk and Mom loved the movie. Me, on the other hand, I don't know what it was about. Well, I do kind of know what it was about, but I was gone. Okay, so just like that. That way there's nothing to scratch your customer's door. And then grab you another zip tie. And we're going to go right in these top 2 holes. Add our zip tie, cut off that excess, and then this is what it gets hung up from. Oh, I needed that nap. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So there you go. There's your lemon kit using just the basic sunflower petal. So this one is available on my website. If you want the finished wreath, send me a message. I'll ship it out for $60. That includes shipping. And then the Hello Spring with the metal Hello Spring and the Breeze yellow and white with the same board, zip ties, and everything. Okay, so those are both on my website. Now let's play with, I'm trying to set this down. I'm working on kits for next week using some Sennas. I'm excited. These are going to be all ribbon kits, no mesh next week. So let me bring y'all back down. Breeze mesh. Breeze mesh versus, I'm just going to cut a 10-inch piece. Normally I do wood burn it, but just so y'all can see the difference. All right. So breeze mesh is a thinner mesh, but thin doesn't always mean bad. To me, breeze mesh, value mesh, all add kind of a more airy look to your wreath, if that makes sense. So do they fold the same? Yes. So let's do the basic sunflower on this one. Now it is the very inside, so it is a little more curly, whereas this, I actually cut the mesh that I used in today's kit on Wednesday. So it laid under something heavy for a day and a half, which helps to flatten it out, which is what I do with all of my mesh when I have time. Okay. And then we'll bring left over right. Same thing we just did. Grab it. And band it. So it's a thinner mesh, still very easy to work with, still makes an amazing sunflower petal. I do ship to Canada, but it's expensive. Okay, so it's thinner, not as heavy duty, as plasticky as the horizontal wide stripe. So you can see my hand through that. but you can really see my hand through that. But that doesn't. TikTok questions. Can you show the wood burner you used if possible? Absolutely. So can it be used? Absolutely. Yes. Do I like using it? Yes. It does give you a more airy looking wreath. Cons is it does fray. It frays more than your horizontal wide stripe or anything like that. But it still has a purpose. It still has a place. It's still usable. Okay. Wood burner. This is the wood burner I use. It is linked in my Amazon shop. It is, I don't know if it has a name on it, Walnut Hollow. It is from Amazon, but it's linked in my Amazon shop. And I use it. Comes with all different kinds of tips, but I use the chisel tip so you can see it kind of, well, maybe you can't. I'll take it out for you. They just screw right in and out. So you can see it kind of angles down. And it's called the chisel tip. Okay. What do you use wood burner for on wreaths? I use it to wood burn my mesh. It just helps decrease the amount of fraying that you get from any of the deco meshes or anything like that. I do not clean my tips. Absolutely not. Seem to loosen easily. This one I've used since September because the one I used that I took to Crafters Convention, I gave to Angie. And it's never come loose on me. You just got to make sure that you really tighten them in there. So that's what I use. I don't use it on ribbon because of the wire. Most of it, as long as you have a decent ribbon, it shouldn't fray. If it is fraying, if you dovetail, don't dovetail it, side slant it, or you can take your mesh or your ribbon and just, so some ribbon, hold on, y'all gonna make me get all into it today. Hold on. So if you have a very thin mesh, sometimes when you dovetail it like that, this part will fray. So don't dovetail it so deep. Let me give y'all a clean edge again. And what do I mean by that is you go more shallow and don't dovetail it as deep or even a little more shallow. Hold on, let me get a clean edge. Okay, so sometimes that will help prevent the fraying, or you can just slant cut it. A lot of times that will help. Or you can just bend that cut edge like that. And you might sometimes put a dab of glue on the inside and then just leave your ribbon tails just like that. I do not take a lighter to my ribbon. There's no sense in all that. Just cut it differently or give you a different finished edge. You've never seen me, nor will you ever see me take a lighter to any of my ribbon. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean it's wrong. I don't. There's other ways around ribbon fraying for me to take a lighter to it. The wood burners from Amazon. I would not get, Julie, I would not get mesh from Amazon. There's Wreaths of Joy, there's Craft Outlet, there's so many other places you can get it from that's going to be not so expensive. If you want to get it from Amazon, I'm sure you can find it. It is called horizontal white stripe mesh, but I definitely would not pay Amazon prices for mesh, but that's just me. Any other questions I can answer? I'll give y'all 5 minutes to ask me anything, and that's it, and I'm out of here. Craft Outlet does not have an app that I know of. I don't like shopping from an app. I want to be able to see it on my big screen and see what exactly I'm getting myself into. That's just me. Another Friday dance. Stop it. Any other questions? We have 4 minutes. Ask me anything. What are your thoughts about the pre-cut mesh that is now being sold in the 10-inch? Stephanie, honestly, I've never used it. I was at Hobby Lobby yesterday, and they did have the pre-cut mesh on clearance for like $2.47 or something, and I still didn't get it. I don't know. I haven't used it. I've heard a lot of negative comments about it, but then I've heard some good comments about it. I think it just depends on how you use it as to how it's going to work for you. But honestly, I've not used it, so I can't help you there. What kind of mat do I use? This is should be a Fiskars mat. It is also in my Amazon storefront. Yes, it is a Fiskars Fiskars 24 by 36 inch mat. But there's a link in my Amazon store. You didn't buy it? Yeah. Yeah, I saw Craft Outlet selling it as well. You use a glass cutting board, you can definitely do that. Now, my glass cutting board that I used to cut my mesh is a We Are Memory Keepers. What did I do with it? Oh, I remember. So you want to use a tempered glass or something like that when you are wood burning your mesh. So it is a We Are Memory Keepers. I like it because it has the diag and the horizontal stripes. So if you're trying to follow a line, you can do it easier. But this is what I use, and it is a 13 by 13 square. And it is also in my storefront. You have no problems with it? Yeah, I don't know. I've never used it, so I can only go by what other people are saying about it. Can you use a wood burning tool on that? On the glass? Yes. Don't ever use the wood burning cutting tool on your self-healing mat. It will ruin it. Okay, don't do that. I tried that petal on the character board, didn't work out. Could see the board, use the petals, weren't flat to the board. Diane, I love the Dean Michael on the, I've used it on the character board. So I've done the red, white, and blue around the eagle, and I loved it. But I used the Dean Michael, so it was doubled up. I don't think I've ever used just the regular sunflower petal on a character board. So I can't help you. Send me a picture. How do I clean my glass? I just have a baby wipe. I just wipe it down. You've attached adhesive. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Any kind of glass, tempered glass, anything like that. A lot of grab an old shelf out of a refrigerator. It works. Just don't use your self-healing cutting mats. All right, your time is up. Let me check TikTok. Can you show us how you do the wood burning? I have several tutorials on my YouTube channel on how to wood burn. If I can get it hot, this will be the last question I answer. Let me see if I can get it hot real quick. Now, just know that if you are doing this, do it outside or in a well-ventilated area. You are burning plastic. Oh, it helps if I plug it in. You are burning plastic, so that's not good. So do it outside, okay? Now for me and showing y'all, I don't mind just cutting 1 or 2 pieces for y'all, but I will not sit up here and cut a whole roll. They get relatively hot quickly. Of course, I'm, it's like waiting for a pot of boiling water to boil. It'll take forever. But what I do is I definitely follow the lines in the mesh. So follow the grids. I know y'all are thinking, oh my God, but trust me, it's easier to follow the lines than it is not to follow the lines. And a lot of times the tip will stay in those lines pretty easily. Who makes my shirt? This shirt is old. I don't know. I can't help you there. Bring it back down, and we'll do one of these real quick. Almost. You can see it smoking. All right. And I can't zoom in, but you can see I'm going to cut right down that grid. And your tip will generally stay in between there unless you get really wonky with it. Just like that. So very easy to wood burn. It even works on the breeze mesh. So you can see how easily this breeze mesh frays versus how the horizontal white, well, I just heat sealed that. I heat sealed that one too, but this one does fray a little bit more. So I'm going to do the same thing on the breeze mesh so you can see that it does wood burn very easily. And I know, like that curve, you think, oh my God, I'm going to ruin my mesh. But most of the times, 9 times out of 10, when you stretch it out, it's a straight line. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. So you can see this is just the cut edge, the rotary cutter, how much that frays. And then this is the wood burned edge. So it will still fray, but definitely not as bad as when it's not. And you probably can't even see that, but all right, y'all, that's it. I'm out of here. Y'all have an amazing weekend. And I will see y'all Monday. All right. Bye, y'all.